Let's talk about a story about a Nazi. Hear me out. Hans Scharff was a Nazi interrogator in World War II. And Scharff was known for, he was actually the most successful interrogator, in fact, honestly, in all time. Scharff, the way he interrogated was not through traditional methods, which you might think, like torture and things like that, all the terrible things that happened at that time. So instead, what he would do is he would interrogate through building rapport. And you develop something that is actually still to this day known as the Scharff method. And this is very powerful in really everyday life. So he would build rapport with pilots and things like that, people who he was interrogating. He'd do that by taking them for walks in the countryside. He'd have dinner with them. He'd have coffee with them. One pilot he actually let him take a plane up. So you do these different things, and then he would, his form of interrogating, instead of pressure or yelling or torture or whatever, all the crazy things that they did, he would build rapport and he would approach a situation as though he already knew everything. And the people that were getting interrogated would fill in the gaps. Another thing Scharff would do is he would intentionally, if he had a specific piece of information that he would need to know, he'd intentionally say it wrong. So like, your squadrons came in from the north. Oh no, they came in from the south. Human beings have a need to correct the record, especially if it's something that you're a professional, or this is like your skill set or whatever it is. So an example of that in like just everyday life, I actually had a door-to-door salesperson come to my door the other day, and I love when this happens because like this is what I do. So I always use that as like kind of a coaching thing and try and help them out. So actually, I was trying to figure out what he made, and what I did is I said, "Oh, you're probably making $100,000 a year." And he goes, "No, 28,000 or whatever it was." The point is that human beings have a need to correct the record. So this is something that you can use in everyday life. And what Scharff did is he built rapport with these people, and he would intentionally mislabel things or say things that would require the need to correct. So that was called the Scharff technique. Really good book on him. It's called The Good German. It's a very short read, so I'd recommend you check that out. But that'll teach you a lot about Hans Scharff. And then, funny enough, if you've ever been to Cinderella's castle in Disney World, Hans Scharff is the one who had placed all the mosaic tiles in the tunnel that goes through there. I think it's right by like where you enter the castle. So that's kind of a neat fact. He ended up in the United States after, and we learned a lot from him. So this is a good technique. It's something you should check out. It's called the Scharff method, Scharff, and I'll also put the link in the description for that book.